Yo, it is crunch time. I know he's putting in work. It is crunch time here on The Jump. Earlier this week, Michael Jordan opened his second medical clinic in Charlotte. This video is from the first opening a year ago. In April, that facility transitioned to a COVID-19 screening and treatment and testing center. The impact is impossible to fully measure. Amin, how great is it to see MJ's impact continue off the court?
No, this is incredible. It's great for MJ. It's great for former athletes, but also he's an NBA owner. I'd like to see more NBA owners take these kind of initiatives in their local communities.
I love it. I think MJ is setting the tone for the owners of the NBA, and he's doing a hell of a job of what he's doing in the community right now. He need to keep it up, and it's setting the tone for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm glad MJ is stepping up. Look, the NBA draft will be held virtually from the ESPN campus in Bristol, Connecticut on November 18th. Commissioner Adam Silver and Mark Tatum will be in studio at ESPN to announce the picks. Perk, the T-Wolves said there is no clear-cut number one. Do you agree?
I do agree. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they're going to hold on to the number one pick. I strongly believe that they're going to trade the number one pick because I think LaMelo Ball should be the number one pick, and they don't need him. I think the Timberwolves are going to trade their pick away.
All right. Well, okay, that's one way to look at it. Look, The Athletic did a recent story where they interviewed 20 NBA agents anonymously, and some of the comments about LeBron James and Rich Paul were pretty harsh. Klutch Sports and Rich Paul represent a long list of NBA players, and some people have been critical that LeBron's relationship with Rich Paul creates a conflict of interest. Here is the quote from The Athletic. LeBron has leveraged his popularity with young players for seducing them for Klutch, and it's not serving the players well. But for the players that are suffering, there is no repercussions. Nobody is criticizing what they're doing, and you have to call out the union. They should be meeting with Rich Paul saying, what happened here? What happened here? They represent all the players. They all pay the same amount of dues. If Rich Paul were a lawyer, he'd be disbarred 5 times. End of quote. Wow. Perk, is this a fair critique of LeBron and Klutch Sports?
Well, first of all, I never listen to anonymous source because they're cowards. If you can't put your name behind it, then don't say nothing at all. But here's the problem that I have. You have a young African-American that's ahead of the game in Rich Paul, and a lot of people can't stand it. He's doing a phenomenal job, not only in the NBA, but last time I checked, he got NFL players also. This is a guy that got it out the mud and has grinded his way to the top. No shortcuts, has took it step by step that's needed to be, and people are just trying to find a reason to throw salt on his name, LeBron James' name, and Klutch Sports' name. Carry on.
Yo, there is no profession in the world that is whinier about how the world is against them than an NBA agent. These dudes complain so much, and whoever said this, as if Klutch is the only agency to use its star players as leverage to signing more players, as if Klutch Sports is the only agency to maybe have a client where things didn't work out. That happens with every agent, including the anonymous coward who put his name on it. But here's why he's a coward. Not because he's anonymous. Sometimes you need anonymous sources. Why he's a coward is because he said, but y'all, talking about the media, y'all won't say anything about it because you're afraid of LeBron and you're afraid of Klutch Sports and not being able to get interviews. Look, I've never interviewed LeBron in my life. I will say whatever the hell I want to say if I believe it. But if you want to make it seem like this guy is the only one guilty of the things that you are alleging, then you are full of it. And I don't want to say it. I want to say the full word that starts with 2 other letters.
Don't do that. Look. My big thing here is that, you know why he's anonymous? Because he knows at some point in time he's going to want players from Rich Paul. And look, we've seen it over the course of all of basketball. When David Falk used to use Michael Jordan's name, when you had Rob Pelinka using Kobe's name, when you get a star, when you get a generational talent that can actually help recruit talent, and the difference is now we're in the middle of player empowerment. Players have never had more power, and LeBron James is at the forefront, and his agent, Rich Paul, is right there next to him as far as making sure that they can move players back and forth and doing whatever they want. So I don't really have a problem with that, but I don't really like anonymous sources. I'm with you, Perk, on that. I just want to ask
Don't
one
hate
more
the player, hate the game.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I need to see. And look, this just in. At the buzzer, Sham from The Athletic reports that the 6-time All-Star Marty Steinmeier has agreed to a deal to join Steve Nash's staff as an assistant coach in Brooklyn.
My other guy.
Amin, you worked with both of them in Phoenix. What was your reaction?
No, I was really happy to see this because Amar'e Stoudemire, what a talented guy, what a gifted guy, and what a great forerunner of where the power forward position was going to go. If Amar'e played today, we would have had him shooting threes back then. He was shooting pick and pops. But I know he's got a lot to teach and a lot to share with the young bigs of the league. I look at a kid like Jared Allen. He's got a lot to learn from Amar'e Stoudemire and how he can maximize his talents. I thought this was a great hire for Steve Nash.
I love it. I love it. This is the true definition of take care of your own. Take care of your people. That's what Steve Nash is doing. I love the hire. I strongly believe from listening to Amar'e Stoudemire do analysts that he's a student of the game. He knows the game. He's a teacher of the game. Great hire by Steve Nash and the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great hire. You know, you have Steve Nash, and you obviously know how much weight his name carries. They kept Jacques Vaughn on the staff. I think that is great for players that already had a relationship. And now you bring in a name like Amar'e Stoudemire, who is one of the most dynamic rollers that we have seen in this league. Look, I just want to say thank you to you, Perk. I don't want to say anything to Amin. I can't stand him. Brian Windhorst, thank you for joining us on The Jump. Rachel Nichols and The Jump will be back next week. I can't wait for Christmas.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.